So you see this? DNA. This DNA, all right? Now, this is called a double helix. This is called a double helix, okay? You have two helixes, 1, 2, a double helix. Now, because you have DNA, all right, you only have one series. And if you are mixed, some of you it's between 1 to 3 series of this so-called DNA. Okay? These double helixes are actually cells. All right? So, as a human being, you only have one series of this, or 3. So that means that you have one of these or 3 of these. So imagine 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. If you are a 6 ether being, which means human being, all right, you have DNA. Now, because you have DNA, this is the true reason why you can't channel the frequency of the sun, okay? Because you have DNA, all right? You have DNA. So that's one of these. You only have one of these, okay? You have one. Now, what they don't tell people, okay, about this, genetically, all right, genetically is this link right here. This is a hydrogen link. Now, human beings, you were replicated from us, all right? Hold on, I'm gonna finish talking about it. But human beings, you were replicated from us, okay? So by you being replicated from us, you have a lot of the same things we have, like, okay, 2 eyes, for example, a nose, a mouth, 2 hands with 5 fingers, chest or breast, penis, 2 legs, 2 feet, right? That's the God physique. Arm, leg, arm, head, okay? That's God in manifestation. Okay, this is why the Muslims, because originally, because they infiltrated Islam. Islam was an esoteric teaching. Islam itself stands for I, self, Lord, and Master. But the oppressors infiltrated all forms of information, and they didn't flip Islam back a whole different way. Okay, so you only have, because the body, arm, leg, arm, head, which is Allah. Because man, or the black/Latino man and woman, is God in manifestation. Without the physical body, it's dark matter energy. Still creative and doing what we do in the cosmos and the astral realms. But when we descend into this physical state, we are still that same God, but in manifestation. So this is what Allah esoterically, anciently meant. Arm, leg, arm, head. That's the body of what? This physique. And Allah is considered who in Islam? God. Right? Allah is the name of God. Okay. So, human beings, you were made in our image by Satan, Yaqub, Prometheus, Jacob in the Bible. That's why all of these characters I'm naming, they got that same story of tampering with some form of genetics to create a new species. Go read about it. Go read about Jacob in the Bible, which is just Yaqub, but with a J in front. And how he separated the sheep, he separated the flocks. They're talking about the genetics. Zeus, that's what Zeus did, he separated the genetics. That's what Yaqub did, he separated the brown gene from the black gene to create a whole new species. That's what Prometheus did. In the beginning, Prometheus created who? Mankind. That's what they tell you about Prometheus' story. Because human beings, you are mankind. You are a kind of man, made in the likeness of the gods. That's why in the Bible, your Bible, which is the beginning of your creation story as a human being, it clearly says, then we said, let us make man in our image. Because that's what Zeus said. Let us. Who the fuck is us? That means plural. That's plural. More than one. Right? We never called that in religion. But it was said in the Bible, in Genesis. Let us make man in our image. The us was Zeus with the other fallen gods in the lab creating the human beings. And us in our image. You were made in our image. This is where you get all your shit from. Your arm, leg, arm, head. See? But he was only, Zeus was only able to give you the physical aspect of us. A lot of the genetic inner workings, he couldn't replicate that. And that's the only difference between a human being and a god. We both look alike. You see? So we can walk amongst each other and they lied about history, so we think we all one human race. Because we look alike. But internally, we have two completely different inner workings, two completely different genetics, with completely different species. We not from here either. Human beings, you're not from here, but you were created somewhere else, and that's okay. And then you came here. But us, these so-called, that's been labeled blacks and Latinos, we not from here neither. And the difference is we created here, there, the entire multiverse. This is why your species, because if you're a human being and you're here, that means you're vibrating high. But I'm talking about your species, the hierarchy human beings, the low vibrational, not the racist human beings, not the good ones. This is why your people attacked us. And continue to attack us to this day. All behind these genetics. Human beings, you have DNA. Okay? And you only have one series of this. Okay? You have one series of this. Okay? You have 1 to 3 series of these. So 1, 2, 3 max. And each helix is actually a cell. Okay? Each helix is a cell. They don't teach you that in the medical field. They teach you about cells in biology and what they do, but they don't tell you that the double helix is an actual cell itself. Because let's look at a cell. What's a cell? Let's pull it up. What are cells? It's biology, y'all. What are cells? In biology, the smallest unit that can live on its own and that makes up all living organisms and tissues of the body. A cell has 3 main parts: the cell membrane, the nucleus, and the cytoplasm. The cell membrane surrounds the cell and controls the substances that go into and out of the cell. Okay, so let's look at this cell. We're looking at cells, okay? So your cells, okay, this is the smallest unit, keyword, unit, that can live on its own, okay? Why did they use the word unit? Because a cell is an information center. It's an esoteric information center, okay? Your cells that are in your body are actually an esoteric information center, okay? And each part of the cell is connected to the cosmos. Far as if you have DEA, okay? If you have DNA, this does not apply to you at all. This doesn't apply to you at all, okay? If you have DNA. Okay? Because everything about the genetic part of you is synthetic. So you have 1 to 3 series of these strands, but they are synthetics. Okay? And I'll show you what they call them. Okay? Let's go to chromosomes for a second. How many chromosomes do people have? In humans, each cell normally contains 23 pairs of chromosomes for a total of 46. 22 of these pairs, called autosomes, look the same in both males and females. Okay, so before I break all the chromosome thing down, what they saying right now, there's the word right there, autosomes, for what human beings actually have. Although in the article, they're trying to say we all got chromosomes. We do not all have chromosomes. All right? Human beings have autosomes. Okay? Now, let's go back to this. Hold on. Boom. So, each one of these represents a series. They have 1 to 3 of them. Okay? And all of these, what they call chromosomes in us, in human beings, are called autosomes. All right? And right here, it's not hydrogen links like we have. This is hydrogen in us. These little links, where it's purple and green and blue and pink, this is all hydrogen in us. This right here, these links that link the double helix together, like the ladder, making like a ladder, this is hydrogen in us. But in human beings, this is synthetic. So this is like a form of oxygen in a way. Okay? So this is why oxygen doesn't hurt human beings. It only hurts the gods. Because we have hydrogen right here. Okay? Now, human beings having DNA, they only have 1 to 3 series of these. Okay? Oxygen. Okay? Now, because they only have 1 to 3 series of these links, guess what happens? Because you only have 1 to 3 series, we're talking genetics, human beings. Because you only have 1 to 3 series of these double helixes, which are actually cells in themselves. That's why I was trying to show you what a cell is. Okay? Because the double helix is a cell within itself. And what does the cell consist of? A membrane and a nucleus in the cytoplasm. Keyword, plasm. So we say cytoplasm, what's that? Plasma. So that's the plasma energy that's coming from the etheric realms, that's coming through our genetics that have DEA. Human beings don't have chromosomes. They have autosomes. Okay? Human beings have 1 to 3 series of double helixes. And they don't have chromosomes, they have autosomes. And because it's a synthetic version, these double helix links, all right, they don't have a cosmic connection. They have no cosmic source. We have DEA. So guys, we have a cosmic source. We are connected and powered by the sun. This is where the sun comes into play. Okay, we give life to the sun gives life to us. So it illuminates. We are luminous beings. Everything within us. So we are receiving information all the time from the cosmos, whether we are aware of this or not, whether you are conscious of it or unconscious to these things. If you have DEA, but if you have DNA, you have synthetic genetics. Okay, so by the genetics being synthetic, you only got 1 to 3 series at that. Now let's talk about chromosomes. There is no chromosomes. So by there not being any chromosomes, you can't get the neuromelanin. You can't get the neuromelanin without the chromosomes, because the chromosomes are galaxies within themselves. Each chromosome within us is an actual fucking universe with beings that live within it. Not only that, the biggest chromosome on the planet is the sun. The sun is a chromosome itself. Okay? The biggest chromosome on the planet is the fucking sun. The sun is a chromosome in itself. The part of the sun that shines is bright, it's called a chromosphere. Google it. This part of the sun that's shining bright that got you like this is called a chromosphere. That's called the chromosphere of the sun. Get what I'm saying? So the sun in itself is a chromosome. And because the sun is a chromosome, you have all the chromosomes in you. This is why you are connected to the sun. 9 ether beings, Black and Latino people, because the sun is a chromosome. You have chromosomes in you. To be exact, you have, let's break it down. Let me show you. Okay, so how many chromosomes do people have? Right here, this is what human beings have. So let's read it. In humans, literally, in humans, each cell normally contains 23 pairs of chromosomes, but they really have autosomes, not chromosomes, for a total of 46. 22 of these pairs, called autosomes, which is what human beings really have, look the same in both male and females. That's true. The 23rd pair, the sex chromosomes, differ between males and females. Females have 2 copies of the X chromosome. That's true. While males have 1 X and 1 Y chromosome. That is true. Now check this out. They only threw you off with the word human being and autosome and chromosomes. Remove chromosomes. Human beings have autosomes, not chromosomes. So by them having autosomes, basically, this is human beings. Human beings have 23 pairs of autosomes for a total of 46. Okay? They have 2 cells, which you see the double helix. This is what the double helix is, a cell. This is a cell. 1 cell, 2 cell, that's a cell. Okay? So, they have, each cell normally contains 23 pairs. They have 23 pairs of autosomes for a total of 46, because 23 times each cell in the double helix equals 46. Okay? But the difference in us. Now let's talk about us. Human beings have 46 autosomes. But the gods, Black people, Latino people, we have 33 pairs. And we have 3. So let me show you something. You said they have a double helix. We have a triple helix. So we have DEA. When you have DEA, you don't have a double helix. So that's a double helix. That's 1, 2, 1, 2. We have a triple helix. We have a triple helix, okay? We have a triple helix, okay? So we have a triple helix. So that would be 3. In God's, each cell normally contains 33 pairs of chromosomes, which we have chromosomes. So this would say 30, and we have 33 pairs. We have 3 cells in each triple helix. So 3 times 33 is 99 chromosomes total that we have. Okay? Now, when they get to talk about the very last pair is the sex chromosomes, they differ between males and females. Okay? Females have 2 copies of the X chromosome. So basically, they're saying that all the chromosomes within us, all right, look the same in both the males and the females, other than the very last chromosome, which is what they call the sex chromosomes. And they say that the goddess has 2 copies of the X, and we have the X and the Y. So they told you the truth in there, but they still mix that shit up good to throw you off. We really have 33 pairs. A triple helix, gods with DEA. Triple helix, 33 pairs. 99 total chromosomes. And because we have chromosomes, we are connected to the cosmos. Now, what is in a cell? What was a cell? It has a membrane and it has a nucleus. Remember I told you, I said, hey, all the fucking nuclear weapons are made out of our what? Cells. I taught y'all that. I say every fucking tank, missile that they use in the military war is made out of the cells of dead Black and Latino people. Facts. Why? Because we have chromosomes. And because we have chromosomes, we have real cells. And when you look at a cell is consisted of what? A nucleus, a membrane, and a cytoplasm. We just looked at it. Let's look at it again, man. Let's look at it again, man. You feel me? In biology, the smallest unit that can live on its own. So keyword, a cell is so powerful, y'all, that it can live on its own. But why can it live on its own? Because it's a cosmic entity. It's a cosmic entity, okay? A cell is not just some shit in your body, okay? Let me repeat that. Why can a cell live on its own? Because it's a cosmic entity. It has mind, body, and soul, just like you and I. So you got all these cells in you, and you thinking they just some shit in your body. No. Cells have intelligence. Okay? Cells have intelligence. That's why on Dragon Ball Z, Cell was one of the most baddest villains. Because if you know how to control your cells, you can do all type of shit. Literally. Now check this out. Check this out. A cell has 3 main parts. And remember, we have real cells. Right, exactly. Somebody said Henrietta Lacks. Exactly. Exactly. They took her what? Her cells. And they did what? They regenerated themselves because they have intelligence. We have cells, y'all. Human beings, y'all don't have cells. Y'all have synthetic ones. So they don't work. They're not real cells. They don't have intelligence. See what I'm saying? So, we have real cells. Now, a cell has 3 main parts. A cell has 3 main parts. The cell membrane. So this is the part that's connected to the cosmos that actually is like a real brain. It's interacting back and forth with higher forms of celestial vibration and higher entities. Your membrane does that. The membrane of the cell. Then you have the nucleus. That's the power. That's all that dark matter energy. It's in the nucleus. Okay? The nucleus. And then you have the cytoplasm of the cell. This is the plasma energy that comes from the cosmos directly into you through your cells. All of your plasma energy comes to you through your cells. You don't hear me? All of your plasma energy from the cosmos comes to you through your fucking cells. This is why this is called cytoplasm. Okay? This is the membrane. They will, when you die, they go and take your cell, open it up, go inside the nucleus and drain all that energy and use that to make bombs with. They use that part to make bombs with. The membrane is actually a real life living entity connected to the cosmos. Okay? The cytoplasm is the plasma energy that's empowering all the information that's coming to the goddamn cell membrane from the cosmos. The only people that have cells is the gods. You get what I'm saying? We have cells. Alright? We have cells. Real cells. Okay, because we have DEA. We have DEA. Now, because we have DEA, we got all these chromosomes. 99 of them to be exact. But it goes deeper. We don't just have, you know how human beings, y'all have 1 to 3 series. That's what, when you have DNA, you only have 1 to 3 series of double helix links filled with oxygen. We are 9 ether beings. We're immortal, primordial energetic beings. So we have 9 series. We have 9 series of those same genetics, but triple helix instead of 2. You only got 1 to 3. We got 9, and it's a triple helix, and we got millions of fucking links of hydrogen links. Now on them triple helix, you got all this ancestral energy that's been passed down to us from our ancestors. Because we are the ancestors. It's a cosmic thing. So because we have that, right, this is where you get your differences at. This is why we have ether that grows up to the heavens or up to the cosmos. Because of these cells in us. Because of this DEA, deoxyetheric acid. Now, because we have deoxyetheric acid, we have cells with nucleuses full of all this dark matter energy. It's your cells that fights off diseases in your body. See what I'm saying? We have all this. We have chromosomes. If you really want to know how powerful a chromosome is, just look at the fucking sun. There you have it. Now your body full of them. And you got millions of cells. This is why it's called nuclear war. See what I'm saying? Because they have taken the power out of the nucleus of our cells and used them to form nuclear weapons. So I'm trying to get you to see how powerful you are. You don't understand what you are because you don't know what's being used from you. You don't even know, like, they're using your body parts to make guns, to make gunpowder, to make weaponry. Even the atomic bomb. Where did that come from? Our atoms, our atomic structure. That's our genetics. That's our genetics. That's our genetics. And that is the genetics of the God species, because you're only going to find that in a being that has DEA, deoxyetheric acid. If you have DNA, you don't have those 9 series, so you're not connected to the cosmos like that. So therefore you lack neuromelanin. You end up with melanin. And now the melanin, it blocks UV rays of the sun, but it doesn't stop them. So this is why you have to go get extra suntan lotion, all right, which is another synthetic to kind of like plaster you away from the cosmic radiation of the chromosphere of the sun. And because of that, the only way that you are able to channel energy, photon energy, because that's what the sun is, the only way you can channel that as a human being is from other black people and Latino people being around us. So if we all left the planet, human beings, y'all would just die. Because we give y'all the photon energy that you can't get organically from the sun. You don't have to be in my house every day as a human being to get that. When you pass us by, when we out in the atmosphere, we like a crystal. Why do you think, what do crystals do? Push out energy and pull energy in. Well, who the fuck you think taught the crystal? Who the fuck you think programmed the fucking amethyst crystal or the citrine or the clear quartz to do what it does? We did that. We did that. Because that's what we do. We push out energy and we pull in energy. We are crystallized beings. If you look at nature, everything in nature basically follows what we do. This is why you can go to the plant and look at the plant and we share the same genetics of the fucking plant. The palm tree is full of what? Chloroplast DNA. I will repeat that. The palm tree is full of chloroplast, what they like to call DNA. But anything natural to the planet or aboriginal to us does not have DNA. Because plants have mind, body, and soul like us. Spirit and soul, the plant has. Yes, it does. So therefore, the plant is a divine being. The plant is a 9-ether being as well. Okay? Understand that some souls and spirits choose to animate plants. Some choose to animate animals. You don't hear me though. When we descend, some of us choose to be plants. Some of us choose to be animals. That's not who we are. That's just the material that we're animating in this physical realm. We can, because we are everything, we can take on any body. Not just this one. The only bodies we can take on is the human being body, because we didn't create that body. We created the plants. We created the animals. We created the insect. We created the wind. Who you think told the wind how hard to blow? Who you think gave the fire its desire to burn the way that it does? Who do you think it is that interlaced the dimensions? Who you think spoke to Planet Kai and taught her how to be still, how to be stable? Who do you think set up that interstellar connection between the realms so that one realm don't fall on top of the other one? We did that. We did that. We gave the water its texture. We taught the water how to flow. We taught the wave how to crash against the sand. We taught the sand how to receive the wave as it crashes. Who you think formed that connection? Everything in the nature is alive. The beings with the deoxyetheric acid. The DEA, the hidden gem, the God gene, The reason they call us metahumans, the reason they attack us is because of the DEA. It's a real thing.